Hello, welcome Facebook Live. So I am bringing you a case study today in this short video, and what we're going to talk about is what to do when you feel so exhausted, so overwhelmed that actually you're not sure you can even join a program that you know will resolve that exhaustion and overwhelm. And by the way, I've totally been in this space myself, so I totally feel for you, totally get what's happening around this feeling for you. And this is particularly if you've been labelled stroke diagnosed with chronic fatigue, for example. So we're wanting to release this overwhelm, this exhaustion, obviously, to come into this space of creating the life that we truly want. So that life of, joy, being able to nurture ourselves, being able to feel free, being able to just have, the life that we really want to be living, as opposed to kind of trudging through treacle every day, as I used to call it. And this particular case study is an example of one of my incredible clients who joined my Surviving to Thriving mastermind, my signature program, at the end of last year. Now, I'll talk a little bit about where she is now, and I will just tell you about where she's also come from as well, so you can really understand this just incredible transformation that she's created for herself. So coming into this space, so she's just incredibly powerful transformations across every level. So physically, emotionally, mentally, her work-life balance is now in balance, and it's not in a space of where she is incredibly pushing herself so hard that actually life is totally out of balance, and she's this kind of addicted kind of work kind of space. So she's got really strong boundaries. She's in this space where sleep thankfully has now come into balance. So she was having issues with sleep apnea, and she's in this space now, obviously feeling more energized because she is sleeping better. So coming into this space of more energy, happier space, feeling calmer, more relaxed, so many things. Her confidence has absolutely skyrocketed. She is so standing in her power. It is just mind blowing, just incredible to see her in this space. But also being able to deal with tough situations. Things are going to happen in our lives, and it's like she's really grounded and able to kind of sway in the wind without it knocking her over now. And this is everything that this Surviving to Thriving means for me, and this is absolutely why I've created this program in the first place. She knows now that things are coming into her world so that it can help her heal, but, and this is the key bit, she knows that she doesn't need fixing. Okay, this is all about really coming into this space of being able to create a world where we are nurturing ourselves, we're loving ourselves, we're accepting ourselves where we are, and creating this space where actually we can really move into thriving. So whether that's focusing initially on inner peace, whether it's focusing on our relationships, whether it's focusing on work, but really coming into this space of really powerful healing. Now, just to give you a super quick introduction before I tell you where the space that she was in, which is like the total opposite of where she is now, I'll just introduce myself for anybody who doesn't know me so far. So my name's Anna Rushmer, and I'm a hypnotherapist and breathwork facilitator. And I basically help women to liberate and empower themselves. Okay, this is what this whole program is about, my Surviving to Thriving mastermind program. And I've created this program because that is exactly the space that I needed to come from and into. For anybody that's followed me already, you know that, you know, my healing was from a space of deep childhood trauma, into this space now where, you know, I am truly, truly grateful for the life that I have, one that, quite frankly, I wanted to put a stop to a lot of times, you know, way back when I started my healing. So this incredible lady had been in a space where she was just literally struggling to kind of claw her way through every day. Okay. And I say that, you know, literally that is where what we talked about when we first spoke. Her physical symptoms were building up and up and up, you know, over a space of time. So much so that she just felt like she was in this survival mode and needing to kind of attempt to manage the physical symptom that was worse that particular day, you know, rather than having that kind of inner store of energy, inner battery, that meant she could kind of almost step back from it to see what was happening and, you know, what to kind of help herself with next, that kind of holistic approach. So she'd been diagnosed with post-COVID syndrome and chronic fatigue, but that's pretty much where the support ended. You know, there wasn't really any real support or help coming in or guidance from anyone as to how to tackle any of this. And this physical overwhelm, exhaustion, is exactly what was stopping her from booking a call to start this conversation about, you know, wanting to work with me. Okay. So she kept starting to book, which was unbeknownst to me. I didn't even know that she was, you know, reading my work, watching my videos, you know, but she kept stopping because of this fear, which is why it's so key for me to, you know, bring this into people's awareness and, you know, basically say, I've got you. I will meet you where you are. You know, please do not stay in this space of just feeling like you're totally surviving, you know, you're totally feeling desperate. And the reason I mean that from the bottom of my heart is because that is exactly, you know, where I was as well when I started my healing journey. So I get it. But basically her first aha kind of moment was when we started our initial chat, you know, when we started, before we'd even talked about the programs, how we could work together, but just having that initial chat. And we talked about how the body keeps the score. Okay, so our bodies keep the score of everything that we've learned over time. Okay, any traumas that we may have lived, any lessons that we've learned. And we talked about how everything is related. So, you know, our physical, emotional, mental, spiritual health, and how we need to think about ourselves as this whole human being. You know, our physical symptoms, the majority of the time, are going to be, they're going to have emotional issues that underlie those. Okay. So we talked about how we need to get into looking at where, you know, those physical symptoms started and what the emotional links to those were, where they started, and then actually start to work with those. But and then we moved into this space of actually how our energy and our overwhelm will start to improve using simple, you know, techniques and tools that I teach you right from the start within my programs. Okay. And this is the space I came from as well. These are all my learnings of how, you know, I pieced together all of my exhaustion, energy loss, overwhelm, you know, all the way through. I mean, my healing journey started 16 years ago. So there's a whole wealth of knowledge that's kind of put into one program here. But this is all about, you know, how we can use our physical symptoms, our emotional issues, to actually use those to read ourselves, to help ourselves, rather than, you know, try and push them away, try and disregard them, maybe try and medicate them and kind of push them away that way. You know, it's all about actually coming back and connecting to ourselves as a whole, as opposed to disconnecting, disregarding, and understanding that, you know, even things as simple as resting each day, breathwork techniques each day, you know, really simple techniques will help us right from the very start. Okay, so this woman is just incredible, and I'm so grateful and so honoured to have worked with her, you know, and have her in my world, and she will forever be in my world now, not in a working sense. I mean, you know, she will forever be one of my tribe. But she did this by, you know, really trusting in her instinct and her intuition, and knowing that there had to be an answer. And again, I totally relate to that, you know, for all of this, oh my God, this frustration of, I cannot find, you know, what it is that I need. People aren't helping me. What, you know, what is my answer? These women that I get to work with just keep going. They keep trying to find their answer, and they get to that point because of their determination. And in my programs, especially my signature program, my Surviving to Thriving Mastermind, I meet you exactly where you are right now. Okay, there's no pushing you through a program, you know, making you jump through particular hoops. This is about absolutely meeting you where you are right now for your specific needs. So there is group work within the program. There are online modules that you can go through if you choose to as we go through the program, but everything will be taken at your pace. So this is, you know, physically, emotionally. I will meet you financially if you need to discuss, you know, payment plans as well. So anything that you need, please do, you know, come and have a chat with me about where you are right now, because my mission is to help women to come into this space of actually feeling free, feeling empowered, you know, just coming back to who they truly are, who you truly are, rather than kind of this version of us that we kind of learn to be because of all the shit, all of the physical stuff, all of the potential trauma that may have happened to get us to this point. Okay, so I will meet you where you are. You know, just basically come, and you're welcome to DM me or drop a note in the comments if you wanted to as well. You know, any questions, pop those in the comments. But I will encourage you to apply for, or reach out and apply for a lifestyle next level audit with me, where we can go through, we can actually audit exactly where you are right now, where you want to be, and actually I can give you some actionable steps that you can take away, you know, after our call and start working on straight away. Then if it feels aligned, you know, for both of us to discuss programs, discuss working together, we can either do that at the end of that call, but then we would have a more in-depth call for that as well. So if this feels aligned, if you're in this space of thinking, oh my God, I need some help, but I don't know how, then please do, you know, DM me to apply for my lifestyle next level audit, and we can actually start to look at exactly what you need specifically for you to start creating these changes, to start dropping the exhaustion and the overwhelm, which we can do. We just need to be able to do it in a way that works specifically for us. You know, this is This is really, really key. It's all about what we need, and it's all about spacing it out. You know, if we are in this real, you know, on the floor, exhausted kind of space, which I totally get, we need to be able to do this at our own pace in small steps, making, you know, the small steps are the ones that create big changes and big, you know, habit changes as well. So DM me if I can help you and you want to apply for the audit, and I will speak to you again.